What's up, guys? Welcome back to another EDC. So it is the end of the month, or actually I guess it's the first day of the next month, so it's a little late. But we're going to be talking about an EDC today. I tend to do this at the end of the month, but in this case it's going to be a little different. I'm just going to be focusing on blades. So I've been going through a little bit of a phase for, I guess, the past couple months where I've been less into blades. I mean, I'll still carry one most days, but some days I haven't been carrying one. Like, it's just been off and on. A lot of days I won't have it in my pocket. I'll have it like in my backpack or something. But days when I'm going out, it just depends. If I'm carrying one or not. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes backpack, sometimes not. But I have been slowly, I feel like, getting back more into blades. And so I wanted to focus on this and talk about what blades I have been carrying in this phase where I'm kind of in and out of blades, you know. I think I am coming back into blades and I'm going to like them more. Or not like them more, I still like them. But I think I'm going to carry them more. Especially as it gets colder and I'll have bigger pockets and all. And not just like sports shorts or anything. So, let's just jump into this. This is the knives that I've been carrying recently. So it's an EDC, but like knife edition, I guess. And we're gonna run through these. So first, I guess let's start here. Probably the most reviewed knife on YouTube. Maybe second to the Ontario Rat, but probably first be the Spyderco Tenacious. Very popular knife, very nice knife in my opinion. I do like Spyderco's. I have tested out some of their other models. I don't own any of their other models though, but I've certainly held them, fiddled with them and stuff, PM2s, Delicas. But they all seem like really great knives. For me, it's just, I prefer, as you can probably see here, a slimmer knife. And yes, this is nice and slim this way, compared to some knives at least. But just, they take up so much space this way. Now I know not all of them do, but it does seem to be a pretty common theme for their blades, mostly because of the spidey hole. It has to take up a lot more space. They are known for having flat ground blades and like long, I guess I want to say thick, because it's thick this way, but not thick that way. So I guess long this way, flat ground blades. And they certainly are great for slicing. I mean, you can't get over that. They are great slicers. That's why I love flat ground blades. I did mention the Ontario Rat earlier, specifically the number 1. I actually don't own a number 2, although I think I'd probably prefer that. I might have to buy that someday. But my Rat number 1, I haven't been carrying as much. I used to prefer it over the Tenacious, but I think I'm kind of siding with the Tenacious now. I don't know. I guess it's just a change of pace. Next knife. The iconic, also one of the most reviewed knives on YouTube, probably. These are all very popular knives. Except for these two, I guess. At least the first 3 are very popular. This is the Kershaw Leak. This is probably not my most carried, but second most carried probably to the 940. I carry this knife so much. If I'm going to have a knife, it's probably going to be the Leak. I just love it. It's slim, it's small. That's the main thing for me. I like a small knife that still has enough room for me to hold it properly and to have a good sized blade. That's why I love the 940. It's not a small knife, but it's not a big knife. You know, it's certainly not small by my standards. Let me open my drawer. First one I see here. Let me grab a couple. Something like the Cryo. I would call that a smaller knife, as you can see in comparison. Also a great knife. Or even something a little smaller, like the good old Ozark Trail blade. Oh man, bad deployment. You'd think these would... There we go. These Ozark Trails, you gotta be careful with. But this is the cheap Walmart knife. But this is a smaller knife as well, just for comparison. And that doesn't give you much length. But even though that doesn't help much, point being, this is a smaller knife. So I would call this almost a small knife. I'd still call it just like a medium or average size. Oh gosh, English. An average size. There we go. Knife. That's pretty much all I have to say about this blade. It's great. It's my gentleman's carry, I guess. I just really like this style of knife. Next, also my most carried. If you're gonna find me carrying a blade, recently, I mean any of these of course, but most popular it'd be one of these two, maybe the Lightning, honestly. But the Benchmade 940, classic knife. Once again, bad deployment. Oh man, trying to do this in frame without hitting the tripod is kind of scary. But this is the Benchmade 940-2. Awesome knife. Osborne design, of course, very popular. I'm sure a lot of you guys, if you're into knives or watch videos or just like anything about knives really, you probably own or know someone who owns or at least know a lot about the 940. It is incredibly popular. But a great knife, of course. You got an access lock. Man, doing this in frame is not happening today. But it's just a great knife, and of course one of my most carried. Next, the Lightning OTF. This is, I mean, quality-wise, there's a little bit of a step down here, but I still love this knife. This, for me, is, as far as cheap OTFs go, this is the best way you're going to go is with one of these. If you're looking for something that's, I don't want to be forgetting about any brands, but something that's cheaper than a Microtech, and like reasonably cheaper, under $100. This, except for maybe some of the charades, this would be the way to go for me. It's not like one of the cheaper ones. This is still cheap. It's like $40, $50 retail. But so it is on the cheaper end for OTFs, but you can find some really awful OTFs. They'll be so heavy, they'll be clunky. You can find them in little stores or even online some places, and they're just awful. This one, it's not awful. I mean, it's nothing incredible, but just because it's an OTF, don't think it's bad quality or anything for it being a low-end OTF. Of course, it's not a Microtech, but, I mean, $40, $50, it's really not a bad deal. It does hold up a lot better than some of the ones that you see in this price range that are much lower quality-wise. But next, for another auto, this knife is not as popular. This is the Gonzo, some say Ganzo. Wow, I hit my camera. That's okay. The Gonzo, some say Ganzo. I guess I say Gonzo. I believe this is a 721. Yeah, 721. This is another flat crown blade. This one has a stone wash on it, on its blade, on its bolster. I mean, it's just nice. I love a good stone wash. G10. Push button auto. Let's not hit the camera. There we go. It's just a great knife. I do have problems with it being that it is 440C. I mean, it's fine. It's a fine steel. It's just, I don't think I brought this up. I believe the Lightning is also 440C. It might be Aussite. It's an okay steel. I mean, for budget steel, it's fine with me. It's just not a 940. I mean, that's just the difference. Also, it's a little heavy. There are no milled liners in this thing, so it's a little clunky for me. But it is a small profile, so it's not that big a deal. Last on the list, as you can see, we got a nice two-tone here. This is the Kershaw and Emerson collaboration, CQC4 XL, if I'm not mistaken. This knife is the biggest knife on the table by far. It's definitely a big knife, but it's certainly not into like some cold steel range. It's big. Maybe that's just because I prefer a little smaller knives. But it's easy, you can still easily carry this. It's not like an Espada or anything. It does have a two-tone on the blade. You know, the stone wash and a satin finish. I like this knife. I've been carrying it more just because it's different from things I normally carry. It's a little bigger. You got a frame lock, as you see there. You got a lot of stone wash, which I like. You got a thumb disc, which is just different. I don't see too many of those. And then, of course, you got the wave, which you guys probably know how that works. This will snag on the edge of your pocket and flip it open when you pull it out of your shorts or pants or whatever. But these are the knives I've been carrying recently, and I just thought you guys might want to know for this EDC. It's a little different. I'm talking about knives this time, since this is blade reviews. But I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in one of my next videos. Peace.